have to increasingly start looking for shorter and shorter ones. But the problem is, even the short ones are full of such a big gish gallop of lies that it ends up being, it doesn't matter how long they are. It used to be like a 4-minute video would take me about 20 minutes. A 15-minute video would take me about an hour or something. I was here for 3, shit like that, right? And now it doesn't matter. There's so much bullshit and all these. Speaking of which, down by the butthole of the internet, there's a show called Flashpoint. It's getting worse yet. All right. This is Eric Metaxas. And this is a former VP candidate, Palin, who is apparently in an Airbnb or a hotel lobby or something using the business center to, I guess, do her Zoom calls from. And she's on Flashpoint with Gene the Jesus Machine. And this is what they want you to know, okay? Okay. God is waking us up, y'all. God is waking us up. With Sarah Palin and Eric Metaxas. Metaxation. Oh, but Metaxas. Now, I sped ahead. Let's see, I'll move ahead. He's going to intro people. Gene the Jesus Machine apparently is scaring the living shit out of Eric right now. Maybe he's jumping to a point that he looks genuinely frightened. She, on the other hand, looks like she's watching someone be set on fire. All right, so here we go.
What's happening in America, there seems to still be this veil over most Americans' faces that it doesn't understand what they're really looking at. We seem to...
There is a veil over America's faces, so they don't understand what they're looking at. Fucking hell.
Caught in this. We know the mainstream media is lying and the print, but it's so hard to get real.
What was that edit? What happened to Eric right there?
The mainstream media is lying and the print, but it's so hard to get real facts. We're still kind of in a fog. It feels like we're walking around without the reality of the truth.
Yes, I would say that about you as well, Gene the Jesus Machine. I would say that's exactly what's happening. That you walk around in a fog, you have no idea what the truth is, and you're easily confused. Yes, yes, and yes. Look at that. We're bridging bridges today.
Well, it's very complicated.
Julie, thank you so much. Been watching you from the beginning. You're the best, Al. Thank you. You kids.
I think to sum things up, we are going through something that none of us has ever been through in our lives.
You mean your life? All right. I mean, I gotta say this. Everybody's going through something they've never been through, because you've never been through this as you. So beyond the no man steps in the same river twice part of this is that if it's happening while you're an adult, you have adult responsibilities. It's very fucking different than if you're talking about the Cold War when you're a fucking toddler. Like, shut the fuck up. Secondly, apparently, what he's going through right now is his sexual affair with a George Washington bust that looks like the security guy on Deep Space Nine crossed with a bob haircut, and then all these leftover books on his easy chair in his office, which has been there from the very beginning. Many of you will recall. And he has, interestingly enough, have you guys noticed what's happened? You guys see anything missing from Eric's? Those who were with us from the very beginning, we used to occasionally see Eric Metaxas on his own show. Some people in the chat will remember. Does anybody? I'm waiting for the chat to bring it up because it'll take a second. What has changed about Eric's background and what his room? Anybody remember? What's missing? What's curiously missing? I know somebody's going to do it. Somebody's going to spot it. Oh, sorry. Hal Station Identification. Yes, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, where I ask the deep and abiding questions. What has... Pretty close, Sprinter. You're close. Yeah. Yeah, he gets on Alex Jones sometimes. But that's because he's close. Giant dildo is the closest thing so far. Poster of Ivanka somewhere between there. Trump poster, you're getting closer. You're getting closer. He had a giant Trump cardboard stand-up. You guys remember that back in the day? He had one of those big cardboard stand-ups to take so you can look like you took a picture. He doesn't have a gun. He's not one of those guys. He's every one of these guys has a brand they stick to. I mean, they're kind of broad themselves into conservative principles, But yeah, this is not one of these gun swagger dickheads. Remember that? You guys remember? Yeah,
unless you lived through World War II in Europe, like my parents did, none of us has ever lived through anything where we've been forced to reconsider the basics. Can I trust what the government says? Can I trust what?
Wait a minute. That's not what we're living through right now. What do you mean? And the only angle that this makes sense in is, can I trust what the government says? Ukraine's got to be full of Nazis. They're trying to tell me that Putin is a bad guy. Can I even trust that? The fuck are you talking about? That was asked and answered during the invasion of Donbass and Crimea and fucking Georgia and fucking Chechnya. What are you talking about?
The media is saying? Can I trust what journalism is saying? Can I trust what doctors are saying? We've never, ever had a crisis of confidence and a crisis of authority. I believe it's all.
Yeah, but we've never lived with social media interfering with the messaging of everything and making all these people second guess. And there's been marauders in there literally trying to make people join anti-vax groups. Like, for fuck's sake. And there were anti-vax groups marching during the fucking Spanish flu.
Healthy. It's the Lord's mercy waking us up. He's forcing us, as you said in your opening, to look to alternative sources, not to take everything at face value. So I really.
Why would he do that? Why would God have to make you watch alternative media? Why don't you just pray for the right path and ignore the things of man and get on with your fucking life?
You have your eyes on the Lord in the midst of this. Don't lose hope.
Yeah, don't do that while you're driving, though. Just important safety tip.
Know that God is shaking things. He's shaking everything that can be shaken. Everyone.
Yeah, he's shaking everything that can be shaken. Look out. Why am I imagining a shot from the movie Airplane right now? Figure it out. God is shaking everything. He's shaking his bacon. God is shaking his moneymaker. It basically, the earth is God's Etch-a-Sketch, according to this dickhead.
Our news organizations that we
like God going, yeah, fuck that. That's basically here's my impersonation of God creating the earth at post Tower of Babel. Oh, these assholes. That's it.
Would have trusted 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We're really being forced, and it's not easy because Americans are very trusting people, but we're
very trusting, and somehow people are not watching this en masse. They aren't. It's curious. I mean, this video, this video's been out for 2 days, where they posted it 2 days ago. It went up here, but this is the episode was 2 days ago, and they posted this clip today. 6,000 views. They've got 637,000 subscribers, and a hot guest like Palin, and so God is obviously shaking.
Forced to see.
God is shaking up their ad rev.
That yes, we've been lied to. People have abused their authority. So it is.
Yeah, but enough about youth pastors fucking kids.
Real shaking that's going on. But I just want to encourage people that the good side is that tons of people, many watching right now, are waking up. And if things hadn't gotten this bad, if this madness hadn't been unleashed, it's cultural Marxism, it's transgender madness, it's every kind of madness we never dreamt would come to America. But because these things are happening,
wait a minute. First of all, why is it madness? Secondly, What do you mean that we never dreamt would come to America? What do you think it's going to start in Russia? What do you think freedom and the pushing the boundaries of what it means to be totally free?
A lot of people are going to come to faith.
That's a Chinese Communist Party thing. What are you talking about?
I think a lot of people who have already come to faith, they're waking up and understanding that I have a job to do. I have to stand up. Right. I have to use my voice. I have to I
have to shake my moneymaker.
School my kids. Maybe have to run for school board. Maybe run.
Wait a minute. You're going to homeschool your kids and run for school board. I would like to control the education system in my state. Do you participate in it? Fuck no.
To be on the legislature in my state. Something good is happening, but there's just been a tremendous...
Yes. Run for office. Call your representative. Raid a school board and bitch about craziness. We've never had movements in the states full of lunatics.
But I do think that it's God's mercy.
I agree. It gives God's mercy indeed. You know, I go to you, Governor Palin, on all of this. Of course, welcome to the program tonight.
Yeah, thanks for being here. God's patient mercy, something. I don't know. I agree with it. Whatever you said. I was reading. What?
Again, but I want to know. You know, many American families. This is attacking family.
Oh, you're not going there, are you? You're going to do this is attacking America's families, you're saying? Something, you know, this is they're attacking families. It's a tumultuous time. Track Palin's domestic violence. Bristol Palin's first pregnancy is a minor. They've had Johnson's entire existence. Oh, God. Hi. Oh, I remember Todd. Oh, the drunken brawl they had at that thing. This is an attack on family. That's what it is. That's what we're seeing. In all honesty. This is like articles about her in Alaska.
You know, if all you have to do is go to the gas pump to realize, wait a minute.
Yes, all you have to do is go to the gas pump and realize that families are being destroyed.
Got half a tank of gas and look what it costs. It's really rocking the American family, isn't it?
No, it isn't. As a matter of fact, oftentimes during moments of struggle historically, families actually get closer when confronted with a greater threat in the world. For example, Vladimir Putin's desire to obliterate the fucking earth as a threat, or seeing what the Ukrainian people are going through, you start to count your blessings. I mean, you would if you were an actual Christian, I suppose.
Well, it certainly is. And that's when people really do start paying attention, when it hits us personally in the pocketbook, or when we realize what our children are being fed in the school system. And we know.
And by the way, she's against school lunches. I mean, I know they're not talking about that kind of fed, but I find it ironic.
It just is not right. So, yeah, you know, all politics is personal and it is local. So these national and international issues that are going on that do affect our families here on the home front, here at literally at my kitchen table, then we really start paying attention. But, you know.
All right, just for the record, the Russians have not invaded her kitchen table, even if she can see Russia from her house. There are no like Moabs landing in the middle of the souffle.
I agree with you, and I agree with Eric that more and more people are becoming aware because, you know, this is prophetic, the time that we are in, that there would be just.
What, is there ever a time that isn't? I mean, I happen to personally think that human prophecy is bullshit in general, but if you do believe in that, was there ever a time when prophets were like, next 10 years, I got nothing. I honestly, we're just coasting. The Lord came to me in a vision. He spoke to me from a ray of sunshine and said, I don't know, make some plans, go on vacation. It's, basically you should look into your 401k. The Lord spoke to me about my 401k and said, ye shall live in a time of basic retirement. I mean, there'll be wars and rumors of wars, but when is that not true?
Deception running rampant. So we expect it, especially believers. We know it's coming. A lot of people.
I did not know that believers had so much invested in this. I'm going to have to start listening to the lyrics of Justin's albums.
Oh, they have been aware. They have been awakened. They just haven't been empowered. They haven't known what to do about the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem with God's guidance. He just, go forth. And he just said, go forth. And then I think we lost, maybe, Lord, I'm in a canyon. Reconnect. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. God's Skyping me now. Oh, it cut off again. Shit. All right, well, let's just do the go forth thing, and then we'll figure it out as we go along. It said something about stand up and do things, and then he was it got a little crackly audio-wise.
The challenges, the deception that's out there. So I'm encouraged, knowing, as you were suggesting, Gene, more and more people, though, are being empowered. They're understanding that, hey, we've got to stand up and fight for what's right.
Yeah, we are being empowered, okay? We need to get in a truck and drive circles around Washington, D.C., creating a threat for the Secret Service to deal with, because they don't know if one of those could have a fertilizer bomb in it or something like that. And that's just the kind of distraction we need when we know the Russians and other malign actors would want to topple our government or foment unrest in that time. So this has never have people been more, slacktivism.
People like me, when so much has been stripped from.
There's no one like you. There is no one like Sarah Palin. They're honest to God. There just isn't. She's when God made her, it was covered in mold. So he broke the mold and he's like, underneath this is more mold. Forget it. By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like and subscribe. Don't forget twitch.tv/Hal Sparks. Subscribe. Just give it a try. Just Twitch. You got Amazon Prime. It won't cost you a dime. Also on YouTube, like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Support the show. All that. Look, I did business talk. Also, you can support the show via Venmo up here, which is good. You just take a picture of that with your phone and follow the process. Get the app or whatever, and then you can buy me a cup of coffee.
Because what the media has done to us and what politics has done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the things the media has done to me, and by media, I mean Pornhub and Crackle. All right.
To us, we've got nothing to lose. Like Trump.
No, you got a multi-million-dollar house there, and I'm gonna go with tens of thousands of dollars worth of furniture, if that's indeed even your place.
We talked about this just recently, personally, on a personal level. He's got nothing to lose. He's going to keep on fighting for America. So am I. I think God allows us to go through some times where he sifts and he shifts and he lets some things fall away from us, though we perhaps didn't sign up for it and wouldn't have chosen it for ourselves, so that God can.
Yeah. Does God have, which line do I get in for the good shit from God?
Put us in a position to help empower other people.
I don't know. Is it a template? The angle seems legit and the lights are off. So it just looks a little like it looks like a real place.
Them too, no matter what it takes.
I don't know. You're right. Maybe you're right. I'm looking at the edges of her arms. Yeah. It's a picture and she's all right.
We have got to stand up and fight for what's right. Yeah, we know what's at stake here, don't we? We know that our country's sovereignty and our security, that's what's at stake here. That comes down then to our own families' safety, security, our prosperity, our health. So if you're concerned about your
yes, also words.
You're going to join this cause in fighting for what's right.
And what are you nodding about, Eric? What cause for what's right? You mean just homeschooling your kid and running for school board, or driving a truck around DC, or just going forth because the Lord demands what? Is there a link? It just says Flashpoint. Join the Flashpoint. Maybe that's what they mean.
Love it. Yes, ma'am. We are going to fight for what's right. In fact, I want to get your...
No, you're not, Gene, you dimwit. You're not going to fight for anything. You're going to continue to do this show and be a petty prick.
Comments here, Governor Palin, on this.
Yes, I feel seen.
I'm going to play a short video here where Joe Biden tells you where he's putting the blame. Watch.
It's going to go up. Can't do much right now. Russia's responsible.
So Russia's responsible. Do you believe that, Governor Palin, or is there something else afoot?
Yeah, she can see it. Since you can see it from your house. Now, I'm guessing she's going to say no, but I'm curious as to what her basis for that no is, other than the president doesn't want to take responsibility.
Very, very pathetic that this comes from the leader of the free world trying to point fingers at another world leader. Here it is he.
Yeah, that's sad that he's pointing fingers at poor Vladimir Putin. Terrible.
Administration, they're the ones in control of federal permitting, regulations.
Yeah, and there's 9,000 unused drilling permits. But that doesn't affect oil and gas in other countries in the world market.
Transportation, all aspects of oil industry, and they're the ones who have shut it down. It has nothing to do with Russia, absolutely nothing to do with Russia. So yeah, that deflection.
It doesn't. How so? So it's what should he? So nationalize U.S. oil. Is that what we're talking about?
That deception, that's what Biden is known for. That's what this administration now is known for. And anybody who goes along with it, like the mainstream media still, they're part of the problem. No, it has nothing to do. So, yeah, look at even Biden's spokesperson, Jen Psaki, she gets up there and she says nothing that they have done has affected the supply, the demand, the price of oil, when everything they have done has adversely affected
yeah, that's a good point. The infrastructure bill drove up gas prices. The rescue package at the beginning of the term that salvaged the economy drove up gas prices. 3.6% unemployment. I mean, that's the main reason you can charge more for gas. It's just terrible. Wages increasing for the first time materially in 20 years. I mean, that's why your gas is growing. Everything they do drives the cost of gas up. Defending Ukraine when they could just let it get rolled over.
Our economy and certainly the supply and the price of
it's starting. There's a hype train starting. A hype train is close, it says. Although in my little thing it's just a little window. Come on, hype train, you can do it on Twitch, twitch.tv/lsparks. You can do it. Bits and all this stuff. All right.
And oil.
That's right. In fact, Ted Cruz agrees with you. Let me read you what he wrote. This is a flat
out lie. Gas prices have increased 48% before Russia invaded Ukraine. That's because we came out of a pandemic and people went back to work, dumb fuck. Biden did that. That's because Biden killed the Keystone Pipeline. All right, the delivery system, not the actual oil. Tar sands not used for gas. Froze federal leases. No, he didn't. Shut down Anwar. Anwar wasn't open. Froze federal lease. What are you talking about? He's given out 34% more leases than Trump did in his first year.
Not lie. Gas prices have increased 48.
By the way, just in case you're wondering, this is Ted Cruz's tweet is a lie, and Gene, by reading it, is bearing false witness, which in Christianity is a no-no.
Under Biden before Russia invaded Ukraine.
And by the way, that's a good point. Somebody pointed out in the chat, there is a Keystone pipeline already. The Keystone XL was a larger pipeline, kind of like Nord Stream exists, and then there's Nord Stream 2, and the only reason there's Nord Stream 2 is because there was a Nord Stream 1.
Biden did that because Biden killed the Keystone pipeline, froze federal leases, all while Biden waived sanctions on Putin's.
Why didn't you read shut down Anwar? Oh, because that's not even close to defensively true, even if you're confused. Oh, Biden waived sanctions on Putin's pipeline. No, he didn't.
So I want to show you this next graphic because I think this, I'll get this to you, Eric.
Ooh, a graphic. I love, you guys know me. I love graphics. Let's do this. Very exciting.
This is adjusted to reflect the market reaction to the 2020 presidential election. So you can see with the gas.
Right. Election night went down, and then he won, sworn in as POTUS. Putin invades Ukraine, then it goes up to you. So this is back to normal after we had. Why aren't you showing before this when the whole country was shut down? Why is that? Wasn't Trump bragging about $1.89 a gallon? Why aren't you showing that part? Oh, because it was down like this because nobody was fucking going anywhere, and this is actually fuel costs. 18-month average retail price chart. This is what having money to spend looks like. And this is regular gas, of course. Putin invades Ukraine right here. So basically, it was on its way down, and then he started surrounding the place, and then he invaded. Right. So I'm sorry. You know what? Eric, Sarah, Gene the Jesus Machine, I'm sorry I came down so hard on Putin. It was wrong of me.
Prices there at 11/4/2020. There's where he's sworn in on 118.
Anybody remember? Was the election largely in person, or was there something else going on in 2020? I mean, it's been so long.
18, and then over here all the way to the right, Putin invades Ukraine. It's up to 357, and we know it's only skyrocketed from there. So
the skyrocketing of it is part of what we're talking about then. So that see how this is just climbing back up. It's a compensatory number that has to do with how low it was and adjusted evenly. It's around here, and more than likely after this bullshit, it'll go back down. You guys know that you're betting on this 420 thing, this rise in it, that when it starts to go down because it's artificially inflated, and you're saying this is because of Biden's policies, you're going to have to say it's because of Biden's policies are going down too. I'm kidding. They're going to lie about that shit too.
57, and we know it's only skyrocketed from there. So by the facts say this in the 18 months, there's no doubt this has actually been because of this administration.
Well, your own chart says that the recent spike was due directly to them surrounding. Again, look at this chart. Here, this is where it was rumbling up as business started going back. People were charging more for gas because people were using gas again. This is all during vaccination, people getting back out, right? And then it gets to about November, and it starts to go down again. And then Putin starts around Christmas, we're humping right along. And then he starts putting troops in here. And then it starts to go back up again. People are going, oh shit. And then he actually invades and ping. You're just not gonna, you're just gonna ignore this part, right? Is that how we're doing it? Hold on one second. I think I have to, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, sorry. I'm going to try to do this. I'll see if it'll work, actually. There we go. So, if you'll notice, this part over here, they ignore. Oh, yeah. Because if you go back here, it craters down like this, and recognizes that nobody was driving, and so you got a fuel source that nobody wants, and then it starts to go up like this, and then it starts to peter off again as they start getting a handle on the difference between business as it goes in, and then Putin, who, by the way, if oil and gas goes down, that's how he finances fucking everything, starts to drive the price back up specifically with this. Now he obviously outran his skis and fucked up. But let's see, does that work? Hold on. Clear. Yeah. Look at that. I used the graphic thing. Huh? Ha ha ha. Look at that.
It's only skyrocketed from there. So
yes, it's only skyrocketed from there. Literally, look at the spike difference. Oh, God, these assholes.
The facts say this in the 18 months, there's no doubt this has actually been because of this administration. Eric, what do you think?
Well, yeah, of course it's got to. I mean, this must be, because it couldn't possibly be that reality plays in.
What we're facing, we have to be honest about this. What Governor Palin just said, she was quoting Jen Psaki and what Joe Biden said. What is really different, it's one thing for politicians to shade the truth. It's one thing for politicians to give you their perspective. But when they lie.
Oh, by the way, just for the record, this is nice too. Being able to have this just so that I can cover up people's links because I don't have to share them.
And when they lie brazenly, they're showing their contempt for the American people. That is what's happening.
Well, yeah, that's what you're doing, Eric. You and Gene and Sarah Palin are lying so brazenly that I know that your lies are so brazen. You're aware. You just don't care.
Never seen this in our lifetimes. We've seen politicians give you their point of view, and we've had a somewhat jaundiced view of politicians, but we have never ever seen this level of brazen lying.
We've never seen anything like this in our time on Earth, unless, of course, you're old enough to remember the Cold War and the beginning of the Afghanistan and Iraq wars and Chechnya and Bosnia and Georgia and the original Crimea and Donbass invasions, and we've never seen anything like this. And also Nixon and Reagan going, I don't recall.
As I'm concerned, it is evil.
I did not have sex with that woman, Miss.
to lie. It is wrong to lie. We know that. But
so why do you do it? Why, Eric? Why?
We're seeing a level of misrepresentation. We call it gaslighting from that great film from the 40s, but it's a kind of...
Yeah, you mean gaslight?
It's a new world when you don't have...
A whole new world, a different bullshit point of view.
In the Soviet Union, you would expect your leader to lie. You expect Stalin and Khrushchev and Brezhnev. You expect them to lie. You do not expect American leaders to lie in this way. So this is a new...
Oh, in this way. I'm sorry. You expect them to lie about like affairs and taxes and their healthcare plan that's going to be here. Yeah, Trump lied like 30,000 times. He's still bullshitting. Honestly, the nerve of this asshole.
People are waking up. Anybody with eyes to see knows that the policies of this administration have destroyed a healthy economy, have caused gas prices to skyrocket. Everyone knows this. The only thing is that we have leaders who dare to look us in the eye and lie to us about it. I mean, it's utterly preposterous. Ted Cruz said this is a lie. Everyone knows these are lies, and we have to remind ourselves we're not going crazy. We're just dealing with a new reality. But God is on His throne, and I really do believe He will have the victory in this. That He has blessed this nation. I don't think He has removed His blessing from this nation, but He is allowing us to go through this unprecedented madness to wake us up. I really believe that.
Eric referred to what we're dealing with, and the.
Eric, you're such a jackass that
bizarreness of what we saw. I agree. We were shocked that this wasn't getting any more airplay. And you think about now compared to then, just a little while ago, 500 days plus, that we're looking back, and now we don't even expect to get the truth from the mainstream media. But
Well, that's because of your expectations. I don't have that problem. I have the ability to sift through the information that I'm getting and discern what is true, what is opinion, what is fact, and what is expected or assumed about things. Because that's the complexity of actual fucking conversations. I don't sit there with a fucking paranoid look on my face like everything's a lie. The MSDNC and Fox News, they're all fingers in the same sock puppet run by the CIA. Like, for fuck's sake.
What should Hunter Biden do, Governor Palin? I'll give you a softball.
What should Hunter Biden do? You know what he should do? He should continue painting, because I think that's the one thing that we recognize is that when you do, have the ability to just use art, to like alleviate some of the tension that you have, that let's see, there's some sort of scepter obviously right here because she's a wizard, and then he's obviously got snot running out of his nose. I'm sorry, that was wrong of me. He's obviously got snot running out of his nose. Also, what we're going to do is on your sessions that we come in here with, we're going to do some staples right here. And we're just going to basically pull the hairline forward. And then we'll stitch some. All right, this is getting carried away. I'm sorry. Hold on. I need a button that allows me to shut this off. All right, here we go.
What should he do right now with this?
Well, we know what we would want and hope and pray that he would do. And first, though, Gene, when you
No, we don't. What do we want? That he would go to jail for it or something? Is that what you're saying? Or that he would come out and go, Pop did something and please leave me alone?
allude to, oh, good. Finally, people are saying that this is going to be under the spotlight now, this issue. I'm trying to stay enthused about that idea, but look at everything else that has come under the spotlight and nothing ever happens. Look at from Ben.
Yeah, it's like the Lord is ignoring our pleas. It's like you're trying to call the Lord on your cell phone and you're in a car wash and the walls are they have 5G and that makes you crazy anyways.
To our people who are still in Afghanistan. It's one thing.
We don't have people still in Afghanistan, you dipshit.
After another where, Congress and our leaders, they'll get up on their high horse and they'll say, this is the spotlight. Okay, this is the issue. We're going to crack down. Nothing happens. There needs to be a change on all.
I agree. Merrick Garland, go after Trump. January 6th, start handing out. I'm kidding.
Levels there so that we don't keep, having our hopes just dashed every time that we do think that.
Yeah. Why does the Lord dash our hopes like this? Why, Lord? After I swear to God, look, I read Job and I got to say, I'm calling bullshit. All right. Why?
She was finally going to be addressed, and then it just is not. We're just giving lip service. Okay, the Hunter laptop is an issue then that should be so paramount in society today, so that we can get to the bottom.
It should be so paramount in society today? What?
Of it, and we can get this issue taken care of, because it leads to Ukraine, and it leads to Russia, and it leads to potentially World War III. What can be more important than that? So, yeah, I'm glad you.
Yeah, it's so funny that it just like Hillary Clinton's entire presidency seemed to hang on the dick pics sent by Anthony Weiner on his laptop that got that got them in trouble and led to this investigation that didn't turn out to be anything. But imagine that a dick pic literally is what took down the Hillary Clinton campaign. And now a guy smoking crack while sleeping, because no Russian hooker paid to get compromising pictures of a president's son who has a drug problem would ever take a crack pipe and put it by the guy's face while he's asleep. Again, I don't care.
Bringing up Hunter's laptop because it does need to be addressed.
Yes,
Yeah, it does. It totally does. Because, we're not here to forgive sin and help people find their way back after a difficult time. We're here to judge. The Lord is, that's why I'm having you on and Eric on, and that's why the Lord has turned me into a human fire hydrant.
does need to be addressed. Let's look at what Bill Barr said.
Also, why the fuck did he just go, yes, it's true, the last thing you said? That seems to be Gene the Jesus Machine.
Was very disturbed during the debate when candidate Biden lied to the American people about the laptop.
Yeah.
He's squarely confronted with the laptop, and he suggested that it was Russian disinformation and pointed to the letter written by some intelligence people that was baseless, which he knew.
I'm sorry, you were in the DOJ. Did you see the laptop personally?
This was a lie, and I was shocked by that. And fortunately, the DNI came out and said, no, it's not disinformation. The FBI said the same thing. The media ignored it. So when you're talking about
Sorry, what laptop? Dude who knew the president was unfit and yet didn't do anything about it and is like, oh, you got buy my book. Please.
I can't think of anything more than that.
Knowing what you know of the case, do you think that there is any legal liability for the president here? Perhaps not while he's in office.
I wouldn't want to venture an opinion on that.
Let me ask it.
What, you just ventured an opinion on a laptop that doesn't exist?
different way, Bill. So obviously there was the media coverage of this, which obviously is being highlighted.
Obviously. And, you know, we at Fox News are not part of the media. So
was all over the place and atrocious. And now there's the New York Post, for example, the headline right now is the White House ignores its Hunter problem. Suddenly Jen Psaki can't comment on something that she commented on many times before.
Yeah, it's almost like they're dealing with real problems and this is bullshit and it asked and answered.
So does the White House have a problem?
Oh, that's what he looks like. Is that one of the, I'm sorry, is that the laptop? Are you showing me a picture of the laptop? I mean, you're going to put a picture up on screen. No?
Well, I think now that, you know, from a...
Oh, there he is in public. Again.
Political standpoint, now that this is in people's consciousness, it had been suppressed up till now, obviously...
What the fuck are you talking about is suppressed? They've done nothing but talk about it. Nobody gives a fuck.
They have a hot potato, and just to see how they handle it will be interesting.
Yes, it will be interesting. A hot potato indeed. All right.
Yes.
The good news.
Again, that seems to be Gene. We now know the Gene Jesus Machine technique for interviews. Just repeat the last sentence and say "indeed," so people think you were listening. Holy hell.